Today's more of a positive one. Today, I woke up after having a little talk with myself, and that video yesterday that I posted helped a lot because I got to see things of how I must look from the outside. Do you know what I mean? Where I feel them things, like the emotions and the mental health, but I don't get to show it on the outside. I literally spent loads of time watching things to do with like Tim Grover, loads of things to do with David Goggins, and I had to give myself a wake-up call. Do you know what I mean? Not every day's a bad day, not every day's a good day, but what you do have control of is what you do, and that's what makes the difference. I'm here right now, as I say, getting that mental clarity, getting my steps in. I'm 9 days out. I'll have to check, and we keep pushing from here. So what I done yesterday was a back and hamstring day. Now I wasn't going to necessarily do hamstrings because I kind of wanted to leave them to get dry for the show. However, I knew I had a little bit more to pull off, so I did hit them. And do you know what? I'm very thankful I did. Very thankful, because I woke up today with sore legs, and do you know what? Leg day's one of them days that people dread, and I dread it. But do you know when it's done? It's the best day, because you know you've got to wait another week or so. Well, not in my case normally, and it's twice a week, but I know that it's the hardest day, and once it's over and done with, you feel over the moon. That last set, that last rep, that last exercise, there's no better feeling it, and especially when you do like things like hack squats and that, which I didn't do, but that's normally my favourite exercise, is a hack squat on the machine, and these are specific machine I like to use, so I'm excited to put them back in after the show, grow some big wheels. But yeah, as I say, trying to have a positive outlook now. Do you know what I mean? Bodybuilding's supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun, you don't do it. You know what I mean? It's not like fighting. We're not going up there and fucking hitting each other. We're not going up there hating each other. We're going up there for appreciation of the physique. And a lot of people get that twisted. And sometimes I do too. I start seeing everyone like competition, but not competition in the sense of like, oh, like fun competition. You'd end up seeing it in a sense of like, oh, I'm going to beat him. Realistically, we're just getting up there in a pair of Speedos with tan. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing who's got the biggest muscles and leanest, and who's the most beautiful. It's got nothing to do with fighting, so we shouldn't have that mindset of fighting. We should have that mindset of trying to be the best look we can possibly bring. And that's what it's about, do you know what I mean? It's camaraderie. That's a well hard word to say being a scout. But yeah, it's about having appreciation for each other and it's motivating seeing some amazing physiques. And one day I want to be one of them amazing physiques. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the physique I've got. I've worked for this year. I have worked for it. So there's no doubt I'll be by far the best I've ever been so far. But it's motivating seeing others progress too, like my clients and so forth. So we keep pushing. I always say that it's just a consistent thing of like self-affirmations. But yeah, I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll try and do a bit more of a day in the life today, so you can see what I do, what I'm eating, and so forth. But yeah, I'll give you some like recipes of how to cook chicken well nice in the air fryer without adding anything to it really. Just like literally cooking its own juices. It's the best way possible, trust me. But yeah, I'll leave you all to it for now, and then I'll check in on the next post. Not post, next thing. See you in a bit. So, I am back at my flat. Yeah, just about to put some food on. First thing in the morning, little physique check. Feel like everything's coming together now, big time. Excuse the hair. Feathers coming in on the tracer. This is obviously pre to the carbon up or fat loading, but just so you get an idea. Get a little photo for the but yeah, gonna make me morning eggs. Get ready. Move that pot out there. Gonna make me morning eggs. Protein and a very small amount of fat because I keep 2 yolks in there. And I normally have full yolks all the way through, but right now I'm cutting fats, carbs, everything's getting cut right down. So I'm just making sure everything's on point. So when I do implement them things, my body's just going to suck it up, and that's part of the peak week. Right now, obviously, it's about just draining right down. Woke up today, the lightest I've ever been. Not ever been, but you know, like, this comparison for this prep, at 78 kilograms, which is very light under the cap, very light. But that means I've got more room to push up. So the lighter you get, the better. Do you know what I mean? You've got to, in bodybuilding, it's not about weight necessarily. It's about the way you look. Do you know what I mean? You could be very light, but look a lot better than everyone else. Or vice versa, do you know what I mean? Weight isn't necessarily the most important thing. It's about the way you look. It's your presentation. It's the aesthetics. It's the condition. Condition is king in bodybuilding. Always remember that. So if you can get as tight as possible, you're going to look a lot better than a guy who's bigger and fuller. One of them. But that's just my opinion after winning a few shows. But yeah, cracking, literally. I had to come back here. What an absolute strange looking egg. You seen this? It's like pointy. Like, look at this in comparison, right? And I'm like, why is this one like a cone? So strange. Sorry, it's short attention span. Now, with my eggs, right, I like to put them in a cup. Pop the yolk, whisk them around a little bit. It's just how I like to do it. Add in a little bit of cayenne pepper, or cayenne, however you want to say it. Some black pepper. And let's just see, put my spinny rack here. Great idea, Connor, putting the camera on the spinny rack. Yeah, a little bit of cayenne, however you want to say it. And a very small amount of oregano. Very small amount, I mean very minimal. Literally just a tinkle of it. There we go. And some pink Himalayan salt. I love pink Himalayan salt. I think it has so many properties for the body in comparison to normal salt. It's one of the most universal things ever. You can put it under a light bulb and it'll relax you. You can eat it and it helps with sodium, and it's a better uptake of sodium than normal general table salt because it hasn't got any additives or anything like that. On top of that, you can put it in your bath and it helps with your skin. It's literally the most universal thing you could use, and it tastes amazing. Now, this is how I like to do my eggs personally. I like to preheat the frying pan. I've obviously mixed my eggs into the cup that I'm going to use. Make sure that's all there. Now this is already warm. Literally just slap on. Get every bit of that egg in there. Now, I like to fill them up, so I'll try and get as much as I possibly can from it. So what I do is let that cook a little bit and I mix it round. I'm not trying to fully scramble them, but I'm trying to thicken the consistency of it. Obviously I'd use a normal spatula, but I'm trying to hold the camera with one phone and do this at the same time, so gotta give me a little bit of credit for that. Just mix it around. Try not to get it to stick, or get a non-stick pan. Yeah. And then once it's all been mixed up and fluffed up, what we want to do is allow it to settle, and then we'll turn it to a omelette. But it's been thickened up from being scrambled, so it makes it like twice the size nearly. Little tip for you there. So here I am doing my cardio. Thought I'd get on, have a little chat while I do it, get it done. Just the camera might shake a little bit, so apologies, I've got like some mad contraption holding in place. It's all wobbly. What's going on? I'll have to sort that, because you can't be doing that wobbling while on the bike. But yeah, one of them, just showing, obviously, even at home, doing cardio, getting it done. It doesn't stop, even though it's a rest day, it's an active rest day. Gotta burn them calories, because if I don't do it, no one else will. So we get it done. We're at 30 to 40 minutes on this bike, done. Obviously done my steps this morning, and we go from there. As I say, even on rest days, it's never really a rest, is it? You know what I mean? It's just a rest from training. But tonight I'm gonna go out, watch some movies at the pictures, enjoy the day as much as I possibly can, even though I can't eat or anything like that. I've already eaten too many meals too early, so I'm gonna be starving later, absolutely hungry. But yeah, part of the process. And in a few days, peak week starts. So what I'll be doing is a front fat load, followed by a carbohydrate load the last few days with a diuretic. So that's the plan of action for the peak week. I'm gonna go back to the old school way that I used to do it, that always worked. So let's see what happens. So feeling flat as a pancake, as you can tell, but part of it, nice to get out the shower, feel a bit fresh about yourself, livens you up a little bit when you're hungry, gives you that bit of energy, do you know what I mean? Getting out into the little bit of cold air as well from a hot shower, golden. But yeah, there's a little physique check, not a major, just a quick little one for you, to keep you updated in the loop and so forth. As I say, I'm flat. I'm ready to obviously put some food back in a few days, and we go from there. So here we are, back on the cardio machine at the last little bit. It's late at night. Obviously I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to go out with partner and so forth, and go to pictures for a little date night. Not that you can do anything major, but it's the fact that you can still do stuff, do you know what I mean? You can still date people, you can still go on dates and so forth, even if you're dieting. You just gotta be wise about what you do. So recommendations I give, if someone's like obviously still trying to maintain a relationship or getting into a relationship and they're doing a contest prep, you can go to pictures, you can go for walks, you can get coffee, you can do any normal thing like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be food, do you know what I mean? There's loads of things you can do out there, mini golf, the works, do you know what I mean? But you need to maintain some level of socialization That's the key to staying happy as well, is getting out and doing things. When you isolate yourself, you can get very dark, and that's not what you want, and that's something I've had to learn. So I'm forcing myself to go out, forcing myself to watch movies, forcing myself to do things like that, just to distract myself. At the current minute, I'm watching YouTube, be it meat food, do you know what I mean? I know I shouldn't, because that's not healthy, watching people gorge food like you're dieting, but watching them struggle eating it makes me feel better about, because I'm on the other end, I'm struggling because I'm not eating as much. So even though it's what I'd want to do, I can see their struggle, so it makes me feel a bit better about my struggle, if that makes sense. Makes sense or not? Either way, remember to subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you'd like to see. I'm adding more and more things in. I'm listening and reading the comments, taking criticism well with it. Do you know what I mean? You just gotta, whatever makes you guys interested in watching my clips, that's what matters. So remember, subscribe.